Here on the bridge. What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, but shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moonrise just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the sea, you know that it's scorching. What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, but shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted, this what you wanted, huh?
Here on the bridge. What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, but shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moonrise just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the sea, you know that it's scorching. What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, but shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted, this what you wanted, huh?
Here on the bridge. What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, but shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moonrise just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the sea, you know that it's scorching. What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, but shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted, this what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King, as I edit the topic. Oh, God, how did I forget that? Because I was too busy worrying about what was going on, to be honest with you. And you guys are going to get the chance to see this in real time. Yeah, there we go. Xbox World Tour Fan Fest. It is what it is, and we do what we do. Oh no, Aerosoft, what's good? McFig, what's going on? Kilo Papa Golf and Magnum Force. For all those people that don't know, now you know. I go live Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you love Xbox, then you met your new best friend. Me, the King. And who's doing it better? I mean, not to toot my own horn, boy. Not to toot my own horn. But I'm out here giving y'all the content that y'all need, that y'all want to succeed, that y'all can make sure this happens to give you everything you need. What's up, Oni? What's up, brother? Nessahura, what's going on? Now, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Now, you know what I do and how I do it and how I move it. I told you guys for a long period of time, it was hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know what it is. We're going to run it up on these bums. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. And dudes was just like, King, though. They winning, though. They winning, though. Like, what are they winning, though? What are they winning? What are they winning? They winning the popular vote, right? The actual vote, money looks the same. You don't know money, you know what I gotta do. But you win the popular vote. But you're really not selling nothing. And they did an experiment. Now, I didn't agree with the experiment. And I'm talking about Xbox. Xbox did an experiment by putting 4 games over on PlayStation. Y'all know. I didn't really agree with the experiment. I ain't like that. I thought exclusives actually matter. There's some rumblings in the street. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. When PlayStation gives you bad news, and I told you I will scour the internet to find bad news, but PlayStation is making it easier for me day to day. Day to day. Like, it's like it's a mass hallucination. Just like yesterday's mass hallucination. If you know, you know. If you initiated, you initiated. You understand what I'm talking about, then you understand what I'm talking about. There's a reason why it was a launch on April Fool's Day. But maybe they start attacking the channel again today. Because dudes was asking me, yesterday they was like, seeing a lot of comments. Oh, I thought my YouTube was bugging. No, your YouTube was bugging yesterday. We dropped some truth bombs. I don't wear glasses, so this thing leaning on my nose is driving me crazy. But only wearing when I'm reading. Oh, shout out to Harold Goldberg's book that I'm actually invested in right now, The Skinny. And my wife was like, when you finish it, give it to me so I can read it. I'm like, all right, cool. But yesterday we was dropping some truth bombs. And I noticed as soon as I started it, YouTube started acting up. The algorithm was like, shut his ass up. So I'm like, it is what it is, bro. Yeah, YouTube was definitely on something crazy. But I want to give a shout out to everybody that said. Now, if you're a Xbox lover, if you really love Xbox, and what I've noticed is there's a difference. There's PlayStation people that probably just got down with the PlayStation 4, right? And then there's Xbox guys. And when I say guys, I don't want any women that's watching to think that, I'm just talking to the guys. You know how I treat women in gaming? I treat them the same way I treat them when we come into a lobby. Can you aim? Can you shoot? Can you work with the team? I don't care about nothing else. I don't care about your gender. You're one of the guys. Absolutely one of the guys. There's nothing else. There's nothing on my end. You're absolutely one of the guys. Now, do I goon over shorties in the game? Yes. Right? I like waifus. Matter of fact, I found my new best waifu. Well, actually, I've been had this waifu. But if y'all know about Nikki, y'all know about Nikki? Hold on. Wait a second. Y'all know about Nikki? Well, I'm a huge fan. Yeah, woman game is definitely kick ass, Magnum Force. I'm a huge fan of Nikki. I don't know if y'all are, but I want to show y'all something because the victorious goddess Nikki world game got revealed. It's like Nikki 2.0. And me being such a gooner, I guess, whatever. Actually love it. I ain't gonna hold you. Let's check it out. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all better be ready for this. If you actually love this, what up, Be Nice? I actually love this. This is anime mixed with Stellar Blade. Yo, you know when we go to like E3 FanFest Tokyo Game Show, I ain't gonna hold you. When they dress up, I'm just a big fan of just taking pictures and just like, yo, y'all got the costumes right. And it's absolutely amazing. Cog ain't know who the hell these people were. Yo, I'm dead serious. He did not know at all. But look at the gameplay though. I ain't gonna hold you. Look at the counter. Look at the counter. Woo! Woo! Transform. Ooh, the counters is on point. Team jump out, so you saw the team? You saw the team? Yeah, you gotta watch the whole team jump. I know, so what? Mind your business. Yo, leave me alone. Yo, WWTB, relax. Y'all here doing the most, mind your business. WTB, let us live. Let us live. Let us live, yo. WTB, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. Let us live. Stop playing with us, bro. Stop playing with us, bro. Let us live. Let us live. Let us live in our life. Let us live. But now, a couple of things happened today. Now, I want to know: do y'all want the Sony information first, or do you want the Xbox information first? What information you want first? Which one you want? Which one will you? I'll wait. Oh, yo, I gotta find out something because dudes put in super chats after the fact yesterday, and if it's not live, it doesn't count, and that kind of sucks. But they were super chatting with a different currency, so I don't know what the currency is, but I don't know. They did it yesterday. I gotta figure it out. You get those dudes out the way first. I want. All right. I'll put a 1 in the chat. Oh, yo, you know what? No. Put an X in the chat if it's the Xbox. And if it's PlayStation, put a P in the chat. So y'all want the Sony news first. All right. I see y'all. Y'all want the Sony. Get those dudes out the way first. Get them bums out the way first. Get those bums out the way first. All right, hold on. Let me drop this down. Okay. Now, this is going to lead into something totally different, but I'm going to do this first, right? This is going to lead into something different. And this leads into hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know what it is. Going to run it up on these bums, right? I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. And a lot of people say to me, King, why are you saying that about these dudes? What is your hate for PlayStation? I actually don't have a hate for PlayStation. I really don't. I just don't like their business practices. I don't like when companies become stagnant in the space. Like I was talking to Attic today. Me and Attic was talking about console generations and how I thought the PlayStation 3 was the last great console that they launched. And he felt that the PlayStation 4 was a decent console. And I said, I don't get consoles for decent. And I understand what he's saying. I just care about the games. I hear what you're talking about. I'm here for the tech. Oh, hey. See how you switch it up? You switch it up. Get that alien flow, the 2026 alien bop.
Hollywood Jewels 2673 donated $2 through Super Chat. Put the word out that we back up, Asha Bell.
Oh, facts. Definitely, when I get a chance to talk to her this year, I'll let her know. Now, y'all got a chance to see a lot of the community fan fest stuff going out. We're going to talk about that. Remember, Xbox World Tour Fan Fest. We're on it. We're on it today. But Addict cared about the games. I care about the tech. I care about where we're going tech-wise, right? I like innovation. I don't like stagnation. Like, I don't like my Switch 2. Now, y'all forcing me to play my Switch 2 to play Pokemon, and I got to pick up like Pokemon Fire or something like that. Attic was saying like Leafy Green or Pokemon Fire, whatever the hell. And what's going to happen there on that stream, you guys are going to get a chance to name those Pokemon based upon super chats, and you'll get a chance to like force me to use a Pokemon in battle. Right? So you could be like, nah, King, don't use that one. Use that Pokemon. Win with that one. So whatever. We're going to have fun with the stream, whatever. And I'm going to play for a large part, probably like 2-3 days of Pokemon or whatever. I don't know. Depending on how I like it. All right? Because I was tuning into Attic when he was playing it. But I like tech to evolve, to change, to grow, to give us more of what we're asking for. And I think Sony believes the same thing. See, today, I found out Sony Interactive Entertainment acquires Cineverses with deep expertise in computer vision and machine learning. Cineverses labs will contribute to SIE's effort to enhance gameplay. At Sony Interactive Entertainment, the company behind the PlayStation brand, we are continually exploring new ways to push the boundaries of visual computing and deliver richer, more immersive gameplay experiences. Today, we are pleased to announce that SIE is entering an agreement to acquire Cineverses Labs, in a UK-based machine learning and computer vision company. Founded in 2022, Cineverses Labs brings together a specialized team with the deep expertise of computer vision and machine learning. Now, I know you're saying, King, well, what does this mean? What does this mean? Like, well, if you can look in between here and you can say, what do? They work with machine learning. We know machine learning is basically used to supersede and push out the way the human element, right? Because this is absolutely the truth. You don't need the machine to learn anything just to be there. You need the machine to learn to be better than the human that is actually helping it run better to replace them. So this company has worked on visual fidelity, specializing in bringing machine learning to the forefront. So PlayStation, if you haven't listened in the last couple of instances when they do get a chance to talk, Mark Cerny talked about frame generation. Now, after he put the Pisser there, right, the Pisser 2. Now, understand what the Pisser 2 is. The Pisser 2 is a form of machine learning and also upscaling. It's an algorithm inside the PlayStation that they actually worked with to deliver lower resolutions to trick the eye into believing that it's higher resolutions by upscaling. So they input a lower resolution picture and the Pisser upscales it. Now the Pisser 1 was kind of, and we're talking about the PlayStation 5 Pro, was kind of, really wasn't that good, right? But the Pisser 2 actually iterated on it, made it better. So they can take a 720 image and upscale it to 4K. Makes you like, oh, snap, it's dope. This is what I'm talking about, iteration on tech. Back in the day, you would actually have real 4K, real 60 frames per second, real, not fake stuff. Well, this is fake stuff. And then they say they work especially with visual computing and deliver richer, more immersive gameplay experiences. You're going to start programming, eliminating the need for actual programmers. Now, if y'all remember Elon Musk saying with his game company that he did or something, his development studio that he was going to be making games, that it will be 100% made without developers and that they were able to program games. So you're going to say, and listen, this is the reason why you got to look at the strategy. Just a couple of weeks ago, there was revealed that Blue Point Games and Outlaw, what was it? Dark Outlaw Games were released of duty based upon Sony just not needing them. Why wouldn't you need the best remake, remaster studio that you have in your arsenal when all of your libraries basically have been remakes and remasters? With no games on the horizon outside of Wolverine that you even know about with these guys. Why would you get rid of them? Unless you had something that you felt that could replace them. Now, we didn't understand what was the thought process in doing so. Fire Sprite, all types of studios were closed. And in closing these studios, you got to say to yourself, what's the end game with Sony? Well, the end game is Cineverse's Lab. You get them with their machine learning technology, and they were founded in 2022. Obviously, they made great strides. Made strides enough for them to say, we see the potential, we see the tech, we will like to acquire you, and then we will like to take that acquisition and further expound upon it by bringing you absolutely home. We have never seen anything this company has done, produced, or shown to the public. That means quietly in the backgrounds, this studio, this company, was making things and doing things that was at a scale that a company like Sony saw and realized they needed them for the PlayStation brand. Notice that this wasn't for the Sony movies. No cinema was talked about. On a day where it's revealed how much the TCL TV deal was, and that was $1 billion. $1 billion to give up your soul. Everybody has a price for the $1 million man. You see, Sony wasn't making that money off of TVs anyway. So this partnership that is called Bravia Inc. now, with TCL being the leader, with Sony being the son doula. Remember, a lot of you guys probably only know Sony from PlayStation. Well, I know Sony from Walkmans, from Discmans, from televisions, from mini disc players. I know a diverse Sony. What was it? Vios or whatever their little laptops were. I know a very diverse Sony, from making the first 8K cameras for IMAX, widescreen, stuff like that. I know that Sony, the innovator. And lately, Sony has become the imitator. And the reason why I say that they become the imitator, because let me explain to you what the imitator is, right? Hold on. let me show you what the imitator actually is. Because monkey see, monkey do, and monkey will get in trouble too. At GDC sponsored session recap, evolving DirectX for the machine learning era of Windows. Now, introducing DX Lunar Algebra. And last year, DirectX took a major step forward in the machine learning era with the introduction of cooperative vectors in the shader model 6.9. For the first time, developers could access hardware-accelerated vector matrix operations directly from HLSL, enabling a class neural rendering techniques that execute in line with traditional shadings. Now, this whole GDC that Xbox and Microsoft had talking to developers, telling them their machine learning technology that they have worked on with DirectX has actually taken leaps and bounds steps forward. In doing this, they will actually be shifting the market if developers adhere to their machine learning techniques. Now, the direct difference in what I'm going to be explaining to you is this is given to the developers to use these new techniques that they used with the machine learning on its own. We're teaching it to do different things, taking that information and giving it to the hands of developers in order for them to use them as tools in order to bring a greater, higher, better fidelity to the project. If not fidelity, also geometric engines. You notice how some of your worlds seem kind of stagnant, kind of small, and you would like it a little bit more populated. Kind of like Marathon, right? If you've been in the world of Marathon, you understand it feels kind of stale, feels kind of boring, feels kind of Well, here's where DirectX comes in, and this is exactly what Xbox was working with at GDC. This is the reason why Sony traditionally cannot compete, and they had to go out and get a lesser known studio in order to keep up. Expanding the model level of machine learning with DirectX Compute Graphic Compiler. While shader level machine learning is powerful, many modern machine learning driven graphic workloads are best expressed and optimized as a full computation graphs, not isolated operators or hand authored kernels. These graphs capture end-to-end structure, data flow, dependencies, and deep fusion that are difficult to exploit at the shader level. We have introduced DirectX Compute Graph Compiler, a new DirectX machine learning compiler API that executes full model graphs with native class GPU performance. So the key benefits to this include dropping full models and engines without shader rewrites, automatic graph optimizations, memory planning, and operator fusions, portable performance across IHVs. The reason why portable performance across IHVs is very important is because Microsoft and Xbox actually cater to their handheld PCs. Shout out to the Xbox ROG Ally X and the Xbox ROG Ally. These devices actually, and all window-powered devices, will benefit from this machine learning that they're doing. The support from the hardware and the vendors partners, and they go into what's next. But understanding we're at a point where you can expose the fake for being a fraud because they are Mr. Me Too. They see one doing and they want to do it too. They see one excelling and say, how can we excel too? Xbox really does a different thing when it comes to remakes and remasters. Not every generation you're going to get the same exact damn game told to you the same exact damn way with a twist. Up-res, little frames. And PlayStation has been using that damn trick for a long time. Xbox wants to innovate, gravitate to the space, and make it better. But imagine this, if you will. Imagine being a developer. Imagine saying to yourself that You have a game coming out that is highly anticipated, that the world is waiting for, and everyone can't wait for it. It's a multiplayer game, and you're the director, and you're about to launch your game in 24 hours. And then this shit happens.
To direct my own game, I was working on The Last of Us multiplayer, so like a standalone Last of Us multiplayer game. And I've worked on that game for nearly 7 years.
Damn.
So I'd worked on it from 2017 to 2016 roughly to 2023.
Damn.
Unfortunately, the game got canceled. So what happened was during COVID, the game industry saw a huge growth because everyone was at home.
Yeah,
So
we was all in the house.
Money was flooding into the game industry because
Yeah.
people are playing a lot more games all of a sudden because they're at home. What else do they
They
have
had
to
an
do?
excuse. They were told you can't do anything else.
Not just that, online games specifically saw a huge boost
Yeah.
because people wanted to play with their friends. They couldn't see
Yep.
their friends, so they had to play online with their friends. So online games got a huge boon. So
That's why Xbox Live was
along
cracking.
with all the other, Sony is the owner of Naughty Dog. So Naughty Dog is a first-party company of Sony.
Yeah, we know that.
So Sony decided to put a lot of money into online gaming, like everyone else was.
Yeah, they was
And
chasing.
so that's
They was
part of
chasing.
why The Last of Us multiplayer got funding, and we got off the ground, and we made a lot of progress. The game
Hell
was
yeah.
really, really well internally. We developed it almost to 80% completion.
Almost
was very,
80%.
very close to
It was
done.
almost done.
But then all the forces that pushed the game industry in 2020 were the reasons it started declining in 2022, 2023. So as people returned to the office,
Yeah.
suddenly people didn't have as much time to play games.
Yeah, Sony didn't plan ahead.
That spending reduced. The economy also went down. And so
Yeah, because nobody has stimulus
all the
checks.
money that flooded into the game industry
Yeah, the
was
stimmies.
not going to be able to sustain because
Yeah.
the money was getting pulled out. They had to also kind of collapse the spending they'd spent. Like they overspent basically.
Yeah,
They
they
overspent.
was yeah.
And so one of the casualties of that
They had too much
was
money
the
for
scam of
themselves.
directing. Basically, at one point, a decision had to be made. Okay, make this game or make the next game that Neil Druckmann was directing. The president of the company.
Intergalactic.
And so
Intergalactic.
kind of naturally, you can understand what happened there.
Y'all know what happened
they had
now
to pick a game
to
that
factions.
was kind of the
Two.
sole bread and butter of the studio, rather than this experimental game that I was working on that I believe was going to be really big. But
You had a game that was
unfortunately
80%
couldn't
complete
see the light of day.
for a
And
game that
was
didn't even get
devastating
started.
for me. Because I spent 7 years working on that game,
And they threw you in the gutter.
It was soul crushing. I remember
Sucks.
honestly finding out that I was the director of the game. And to find out that I was getting canceled 24 hours before it was announced to the public. That's how I found out about the game getting canceled.
24 hours.
And it was just unfortunate. And they have to do that because they have to control the messaging. And
Was
the
that
measures.
did that hurt you more than being walked out of the office with your box?
10 times.
They fired him and
Because
told
this
him
is
to get out
something
with
you-
his
this is something I
work
really cared
box.
about.
Yeah, but
you
you
know.
had so much invested in 7 years of investment.
you remember I was telling
emotional
you-
investment, yeah.
Remember I was telling you that what inspired me about the games of the 90s was they came from a core inspiration of something from outside of games.
Yep.
I had a core inspiration for this game that drove what happened in the game.
Now, imagine that. Y'all all wanted to know what happened to factions. Y'all all wanted to know why. The game was 80% complete. 80%. Y'all saw that Spider-Man game? Didn't that game look like 60% complete? See, what he doesn't understand is Concord killed his shit. Concord killed it. Right? Because these guys was hyping up what they had. Remember the next great, the next best? Remember that? Oh, this is the Star Wars of this? You put your eggs in that. You told them, yo, crush that. Let's move on to this. We got this. This got it on lock. And then y'all could just take your resources and y'all can just give that over to Neil and he can make Intergalactic. We haven't got a Naughty Dog game since when? Since when? Since when? I see Neil Druckmann more and we talk about movies more than we talk about anything gaming. Actually, nothing. Nothing. Because I did have a conversation with him and he was going to say something. I said, I'm not that dude. I want to buy the game, play the game, or review the game, play the game, whatever it is. I want to get into the game. Don't tell me a damn thing. I'm one of those individuals that want to be surprised. Well, I was surprised like he was. And finding out that's how they operate. I wonder if Blue Point got a heads up that they were being fired. No. Because if you've seen this is a pattern. Jim went to UK, had a pizza party for him leaving, handed out cookies, and then fired them all after he was gone. This is how they do. This is how they move. There's no empathy. There's nothing there. I pray and hope that whoever saw that or understands that as a lead developer on a project that was 80% complete, 7 years of your time. Could you imagine how many things that he missed with his family if he has kids and stuff like that? To be there working on a project that doesn't reach its fruition. I pray and hope that he's with somebody that actually values his talents, that actually utilizes his efforts, that actually respects the progress that he's made on behalf of the company. But thinking about something, I see a lot of you guys talk about FanFest and how FanFest has been gone. Ye, though guys of very small remembering, your memory is shot. Because what happened last year, normally FanFest is in LA and other places around the world. You say Mexico, you say Brazil, you say it's in Australia, Germany. FanFest is all over the place. Last year, Microsoft was unveiling the Xbox ROG Ally and the Xbox ROG Ally X, and they took content creators to a secure bunker. In doing that, and it was like some military grade shit. I ain't even gonna hold you. They were sequestered there. They only had a limited time. They talked to the devs. They saw the device, blah, blah, blah. It was under wraps. Shout out to Paris if you're in the chat. It's under wraps. You have a limited time. If you have your cameras, record, talk about it, then you can put it out after you sign the NDA. It was a whole bunch of things. You come in, it was like some real secret squirrel shit. And that, all the money that went into that took away from FanFest. So that's why you had a watch at home party, the digital watch at home crap. But us at the Xbox Community Fan Fest, I got to give a shout out to Hargeek, Shani, Wagaman, Mr. Boom, Ben Kenobi, everybody that was involved in getting that off the ground and producing a wonderful fan fest, right? And those guys were acknowledged. Right now, I know a lot of y'all like to clown them for putting up the writing in the wall with everybody. I understand that. I get it. But understand they do it from a place of love and they did it from their heart. But the Community Fan Fest was there. But there's people walking around saying that there was no Fan Fest last year. And I distinctly told you that they took us for granted. The people that were in charge, I'm not casting no aspersions. I'm just letting you know they made a pimp decision. Their decision was to go with the device that they were launching. And they felt that that device was more important than continuing the goodwill for the individuals that would effectively purchase said device. Because see, this is what I would have done had I been in charge. I would have had FanFest. But I would have let all those FanFest people get a chance to touch the Xbox ROG Ally and the Xbox ROG Ally X and let them be the voices to push the tech, to talk to the masses. I played it. It's incredible. It's this, it's that. Instead of taking a select few content creators. And this is what pissed me off the most, because guys have revisionist history. There was a Fan Fest last year. It just wasn't for you. Xbox Fan Fest Gamescom was 2025. Yes, it had, and I asked, did Xbox have a Fan Fest at Gamescom last year? Yes, Xbox held Fan Fest at Gamescom in Cologne, Germany last year. Right? The event celebrated the 10th anniversary of FanFest, featured several unique activities, including Ninja Gaiden 4 battles on the big screen for prizes, a 10-foot grounded 2 plush photo opportunity, Fallout 76 fishing zone with a finger skate park, and an exclusive swag bags for those who attended. All right, so I just want people to know that Xbox has always did a Fan Fest for 10 years. And I was there for 9 of them. I would have been there for the last year one, but we went to the community. And I appreciate the community for stepping up when Xbox felt that we weren't needed. Understand, you reap what you sow. Console prices started dropping. The alienation of Xbox gamers and old-time fan loyalists started migrating over to other endeavors. At the end of the day, I want you to always remember this is a hobby, and you're asking us to spend our disposable income in order to fund your lifestyle, in order to support the company. So in doing so, you got to make sure the people that support you 100% is being taken care of. Any good shop owner knows that person that is a regular is treated differently. Those individuals that support you without pay are treated differently. Those individuals that has been there can tell you the day one that they were there are treated differently. And you do not abandon them chasing new endeavors. Because the moment you start chasing new endeavors, you lose what got you there. Don't chase new ass and lose your old ass chasing new ass. But Xbox is turning a new leaf. I got to give Asha Sharma this. Whoever is in her ear is giving her the best proper information. Understand this. She announced FanFest after the Gears of War stuff and announced it being in LA. Why is that important? That's important because the LA people felt left out. Oh, hey, oh. Get him, alien. 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 Get him, alien.
At King of Kings 235 donated $5 through Super Chat. Why does anyone need FanFest when he have Xbox Frontline?
Blessings. But I would love for each and every last one of you, and I hope y'all all filled out FanFest. Excuse me. I want y'all to experience it. I want you to experience what it is to go out amongst those individuals that share the same passion and the same love for the same brand that you do. I want you to get out, get around those individuals that can talk to you about, because there's somebody that has the same love for the same game that you do, that you've never met, that will be there, and y'all can bond over that and exchange gamer tags and actually meet and see and just be treated and understand that you have value. PlayStation doesn't give a damn about their fan base. They take them from absolute granted. They will never have a fan fest. That will never be done. They will never have anything for them. Buy our game, shut up and sit down, and that's it. And Xbox Fan Fest is fan service. It's giving back in order to gain more. So Asha understood that the people that was pissed off the most was the people that was, excuse me, routinely, I want to say returning and retuning to LA. Give me a second. They go there as they yearly routine to bond, excuse me, to meet, to talk, to exchange ideas, to collaborate. Mr. Boomstick and I, Gamer Circle Podcast, Hard Geek Shani. Everybody's there. I mean, if I'm missing you, if I'm missing names, I don't mean to. But she made sure she gave LA their props first. Let that sit in for a day or two. Then came back around with this. Xbox Fan Fest is going on tour for the 25th anniversary celebration. Now, these are the places that it's supposed to go to. Here we go. In addition to the Los Angeles Fan Fest throughout the year, we'll be bringing a party to Cologne, Germany, London, UK, Mexico City, Seattle, Sydney, Tokyo, Japan, and Toronto, Canada. For the first time, they will have... not returning. I wasn't saying returning Crispy Bomb. I was saying routine. I can't say... for some reason, this word is escaping me, and I'm saying routinely, and I'm not, for some reason, I'm saying it wrong. I don't know why. It's like a block on that word for me. And I say it all the time. This is so stupid. Anyway, this is the first time it's going to be in Tokyo, Japan. Now, maybe they're going to do it at TGS, and they should. And they should have a large booth, because I felt that was the biggest thing that they missed. Again, the moment that you take your fans for granted is the moment it breaks you down. It breaks your brand down, because, again, when you are sleeping, your fans are tweeting. Your fans are up defending the brand. When you're sleeping, your friends are in the store telling the customers, yeah, man, I got Game Pass. And people's like, what's Game Pass? Well, Game Pass is this, that, and the third. Understanding, yeah, routine, the hell with you. I'm done with it. I know how to say a routine and routinely. Jesus. Why was it bothering me so much routinely? I don't know. But this is what happens when you got live television. It sucks. But I felt that in Tokyo, their presence wasn't larger. And it should have been. Hollywood. Yeah, routinely. Yeah. Keep coming for me. Now, you know morale in the building is at an all-time high. And I know Stein. I know Stein personally. When he can say this. And I feel good. I feel good for him because I know it's genuine. Right? We're just getting started. Xbox employee hypes up the momentum of 2026 so far. It's been a pretty busy start. Got to give a shout out to Stein. Xbox 2026 momentum here and it's only April 2nd. Forza, Fable, Gears, Halo coming, partner preview stack, 14 day one Game Pass hits, Project Helix announcement, Xbox Showcase plus Gears Award Direct, and FanFest is back and going on a world tour, and we just getting started because I get the same energy from those people that are in the building that I know about. I get that same energy that you feel, that same energy that I come to the show with, that same energy that Yeah, keep the boot on their neck. I get texts, don't stop, King. There's more. Speaking of more, the games that y'all been asking about two games. And I said, bet that. Take it with a grain of salt. Two games you've been asking about that you will see at the showcase this June that I will give it a 60-40. Blade and State of Decay 3. I'm dying. Notice I use those words. Dying to see what they look like. Both equally. Vampire dying and zombie dying. I want to see the state, see what I did there, that they're in. I want to know if it has any bite. See what I'm doing? To it. I want to know if these games are worth their weight in salt. When Blade kills a vampire, he turns into a pile of salt. Anyway, I'm just saying, I'm expecting to see greatness. Now, I don't believe that those games won't be ready until 2027. Would they be Project Helix launch games? More than likely. But I want to see where they are development-wise. Are they 80% done? Because over on Xbox stuff, when stuff is 80% done, it's getting out the door. It's not like PlayStation where your most anticipated games that are 80% done gets crashed out. Don't give me that Scalebound stuff. I played Scalebound. And for the last time, I'm going to address it. No, they're not going to announce Scalebound is going to show up. No, they're not going to act like that game even mattered. I'm telling you, you didn't want the game. The game was not any good. It was absolute basura. So all you guys actually, it wouldn't be dope if Asha brings back Scalebound? Never played it. It's like Bigfoot to your ass. There's a lot of titles that will be pushed back for Helix. But you know what I think about this? Because we tend not to look at all the studios that Xbox has. Xbox brought a lot in the ABK deal, right? Activision, Blizzard, King, right? And with Activision been doing their thing. So has Blizzard with Diablo. Diablo's running all over PlayStation Store. But like 7 entries by themselves. They wilding over there. They are eating their lunch. Shout out to Blizzard. With Overwatch dropping the 2 and actually doing its damn thing. I got to give props to Overwatch for turning it around. You see, when you got a company that is willing to invest in the IPs that they curate and make and bring to market and actually have you guys invest your time and effort into and is willing to make those sacrifices in order to make that game great again. They don't release a game and then kill it. Shout out to Redfall finally being playable. You know what I would have liked to be playable? Concord. You made people pay for it, then you had to refund their cash. That makes me iffy on Marathon, with them down to 3K players over on Steam. But one studio that I feel that has the opportunity but really doesn't get to shine. We always worried about Call of Duty, but we never sat there and said, but Blizzard though. Word on the street, Blizzard is getting busy. Blizzard is working on, and this is brought to you by Taya over at MP First. Blizzard is working on a AAA open world shooter job listing hence. Now, some video series receive yearly releases while others remain inactive for years. Unfortunately, StarCraft falls into the second group. However, Blizzard's AAA project has finally given StarCraft fans something to get excited about, as many believe it could be linked to the series. And if, oh, hey, oh, get him alien, get him alien, get him alien, get him alien, get him
At
alien.
Hollywood Jewels 2673 donated $2 through Super Chat. Bro wish NYC was on the FanFest list.
I don't think New York is on a FanFest list for the logistics, bro. I mean, the Jacob Javits Center is a great place to have it, but I think the developers worldwide are a lot closer to LA, and I think that plays a major part in it. Strategically, you want to do Cologne, Germany. Logistically, you want to do Japan based upon the fan base that you're trying to cultivate there with the handhelds and all that stuff going forward. Australia, I don't know why. Mexico has a huge, and when I tell you a huge Xbox contingent, I want to go to Mexico Game Fan Fest just to be a part of. I've seen it, and I'm like, it's absolutely insane. But New York City has a bunch of things. Like, we have the New York City Game Awards, which is absolutely dope. Hope to see you there. We also have Play NYC, which is absolutely dope. Hope to see you there. And we have several other Atari-driven stuff that's at the Jacob Javits Center, along with Comic-Con, that's in New York City, which has a lot of video game-centric stuff where we go to and we do a lot of interviews and stuff like that there. So hope to see you at these places that are in the city. And they do have a little bit more. We work with Hip Hop Gamer, so when they do happen to have anything going on in the city, we're trying to make the city a better attraction to outside developers to come here. But logistically, it's really a nightmare, to be honest with you. Airports, all that other stuff. Nothing is really centralized and close. LA, as far and spaced out it's a little bit closer. But the studio is looking for a lead innovate designer to help lead development on an unnamed AAA open world shooter. PC Gamer pointed out nearly every Blizzard game has been built using the company's own internal engine, the Hearthstone being the only major exception, as it was created with Unity. This is why the job posting is especially interesting, as Blizzard is asking for experience with Epic Game Unreal Engine for the prototype development. So when we get a chance to see Xbox taking everything to the next level and growing the brand, caring about the fans, making us a priority, and not chasing new ass to lose old ass, I gotta respect them. A major problem last year I felt is the neglecting of FanFest. And with them actually showing that they give a damn about what FanFest is, what we bring to the table, because nothing beats free marketing. Nothing beats free advertisement. Nothing beats it. Now, I know a lot of times people say, well, King, you do a lot of advocating for Xbox. I also do a lot of dismantling towards Xbox too, as well. As far as a lot of people know, I call them out when there's stuff to be called out on. But I'm going to praise them when praising is needed. And I know a lot of you guys say, well, you extra harsh on PlayStation, because there are higher expectations if you're supposed to be the market leader or you're supposed to be in the front. Obviously, they're slacking, putting out one game a year where Xbox is doing triple and double duty, putting out so many games, doing the best, doing the most, and caring about the consumer. I personally feel that I bet on the right horse. I bet on innovation. I bet on greed. I bet on one knowing what they needed to do to win and willing to do it. I knew the other one never cared. Not one day. Not one fan fest. And they see Xbox doing fan fest. They understand it. Nintendo has a whole damn city, a whole country. Xbox needs to fight. And with the morale in the building being as high as it is, it's outstanding to see it. Now, I want to say one more thing about Epic Games. I got a report, and I'm following the lead, about Disney looking to bail out Epic Games. If Disney bails out Epic Games because they're looking to the Fortnite entity, understand some of the best seasons has been with Fortnite and Marvel. So that is not far-fetched, and I'm trying to follow the money to see what it means. And when I get a little bit more on it, I'm going to talk about it in depth about what I perceive and what I believe to be happening over at Epic, because this is unfathomable. To see them routinely make this money, but routinely tell you that it's not enough, that's strange. It's alarming. And if they are up for grabs, I would honestly want a company, see, and I know Xbox would never grab them. Let me tell you why I know Xbox wouldn't grab them. Because of Overwatch. You will have two competing exactly games, and they're pretty much a little bit different with one, and same thing with Warzone. Do you cancel Warzone to focus more so on Fortnite? So I don't think Xbox would do that. But the only thing that makes Epic attractive is the Unreal Engine. If Microsoft was able to get a hold of the Unreal Engine and have that as one of the main staples in making extra money in the industry, that'd be kind of crazy. But I also did the same thought experiment. With Sony selling their televisions to TCL and they're coming out with Bravia Inc. for $1 billion. With Sony giving up creative control and just supplying tech, while TCL is in the driver's seat, something I never thought I'll see. But I'm glad I'm seeing it. I'm seeing two bums get together, and I want to see the baby that they make. Is it that far-fetched that Apple purchases Sony? Now, I would expect Netflix, right? And the only reason why I would say Netflix is because Netflix went for WB and the industry came out and stopped them. I think Netflix can put together a great package to buy Sony, and I'm talking about Sony proper as a whole. Because if you're watching tech news when it comes to stocks, Sony hasn't broken $28 yet. And this is years of the same ineptitude. So I don't know what tomorrow brings, but I know it brings bad news for Sony because it's a Friday and this is Thursday. If you know, you know. If you initiated, then you understand. But tomorrow's Fight Night Friday. And you know we'll be going to 8 o'clock tomorrow. So we'll be talking about whatever bad news Sony got and whatever good news Xbox has. But this is the part of the live where I'm going to tell you to like, follow, subscribe, and hit the notification bell because I go live Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I drop videos on the weekends. Now, I'm working on the Patreon stuff, and I'm going to get those videos up for those Patreon members that joined. I'm going to start doing something with the Patreon, and I'm going to start doing something with the members to give y'all discounts when it comes to merch inside the store. I'm going to be dropping new merch. I'm working with some people now, actually going over to the store to get some designs together. And I know I'm the kicking back in champion, stuff like that. But Project Helix shirts, different things, stuff that is going to make you show your fandom. Because there's Death Before Dishonor. That shirt is inside the store. But I want you to go where I'm about to go because I'm playing an NDA game. And if y'all follow me, then you'll see what game I'm playing. I want you to go where game is game and win is win. And I want you to try to play the Game Pass. But before you go play the Game Pass, I want you to know I make the best intros in the business. And if you think somebody got a better intro, then put it up. I'm doing fine, Stitch.
Told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you